When I came to the Glen Rock community, my biggest goal was to be known as an innovative leader, someone who values transparency and makes decisions based on our students' wants and needs. So when the broadcast media students at Glen Rock High School pitched a concept for an original web series, it was a no-brainer for me. Together, we developed a show for the community, by the community. And we are ready to share your story right here, right now on
Charleston in Charge, Season 2, Take 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Charleston in Charge Season 2. In the last episode, I had the opportunity to interview one of Glen Rock's favorite coaches, Coach Fitz. I also want to announce that today, this video is being filmed in front of a live studio audience. Today, I'll be meeting with one of our new staff members and teacher, Señora Calvo. According to a Glen Rock Echo article written by Abby Baker, this is her 11th year teaching across both elementary and high schools. Along with being an incredible teacher, she has a visual impairment and brings her service dog, Jamie, with her to school every day. Señora Calvo was born with a visual impairment. She got her first service dog at the age of 16 when she was just a junior in high school. Señora Calvo has always known she wanted to be a teacher. She began college with a teaching career in mind, but wasn't sure what subject she wanted to teach. She took Spanish as a minor throughout college, and during a Spanish literature class, she concluded that Spanish was what she wanted to teach. She grew up speaking Spanish with her parents, who are Colombian, and her grandmother, who only spoke Spanish. With more on Señora Calvo, let's jump into this very next special episode of Charleston in Charge. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Charleston in Charge. Today I'm here with a very special guest, Señora Calvo. Welcome.
Buenos días. Gracias. Welcome.
So happy to have you here, and again, always so lucky to have you here on staff. We're truly blessed. Señora, we have a couple of questions for you, so everyone can kind of get to know you better. First one is, would you mind sharing your story and your career path with us?
Yeah, of course. So I grew up speaking Spanish at home. I actually spoke both by the time I entered kindergarten. Okay. My parents were born in Colombia. I was born here, but Spanish was always really important at home, and my grandparents didn't speak much English, so we grew up, speaking both. And when I went into college, I always loved teaching. I didn't know what I wanted to teach, and I ended up taking some psychology courses. I really liked that, and then I ended up taking a Latin American literature course and really liking that, and I just really liked the culture, teaching and getting to teach and about the culture, so that kind of inspired me a little bit to teach and to share my experiences with my students. So I ended up majoring in Spanish, and that's how I became a teacher, and I just love it. I don't know, when I'm in the classroom I feel like I'm in my element, and I really love teaching.
Oh, it's obvious. The students love your class, and it's interesting your background, because I have a similar background, but I never learned to speak Spanish fluently. My mother and my family is Cuban, so they were born and raised in Cuba and came over. And same thing, my Cuban grandparents didn't speak any English, but I never learned Spanish growing up. So it's my biggest regret in life.
It's never too late.
It is. Fair enough. So what does your daily routine look like?
So I have two boys, so a lot of it is getting everybody ready, waking up, Jamie's like another one of my children, so I guess you could say I have three, and feeding Jamie, making sure she gets out to do her business, and making sure everything, it requires a lot of prep work.
Sure.
So the night before I have to make sure, I'm not a morning person, I really don't like mornings, so making sure everybody's lunches are ready, or their outfits, what they're going to wear, my kids. And then, getting ready, of course, drinking coffee, because I wouldn't be able to be here without coffee.
We're at the function, that's fair.
Exactly. And, getting my day, making sure I have all my materials to start the day, pretty
Excellent.
much.
And you have two children at home, and one's 9 months old, you just shared.
Yes,
that's Ella.
And teething, which is why I need the coffee.
So we see that we have Jamie here, and what's the training process between you and Jamie?
So Jamie's actually my second dog.
Okay.
I got her from the Seeing Eye. It's a school in Morristown here in New Jersey. There's a lot of different guide dog schools, but that one is the first one that ever was created in the United States. So it's been around for 95 years.
Okay.
It's going to be their 95th anniversary this year. And it's very interesting because before you even get matched with a dog, somebody from the school comes, they assess your situation. Where do you live? What kind of work, what do you do for work? What do what does your life look like? Pretty much your daily routine, kind of like what you were saying. And then they try to pick the dog that best matches your life, that best fits into your life and your, for example, your walking speed. So what they'll do is the trainer will take you out for a little walk and see what's your pace how fast you walk. So they take all those factors into consideration, and then they try to select the dog that's best for you, because people who have dogs know every dog has a different personality, right?
For sure. Yes.
And so once they do that, they bring you onto their campus. If it's your first time with a training with a dog, you'll be there for, I think it's 28 days, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And if it's your second time, you'll be there for around I think it's 18 days, something like that. You have to sleep there. It's really cool. It's like a hotel.
Okay.
It's very nice. It's a very nice campus. I got Jamie before I had kids, so I don't know. I think once you have small children, they adapt. They make it shorter, I think.
Sure.
But so you stay at their campus, and pretty much at first the dog's I don't know you. I don't want to follow your directions. So there's a whole bonding process in those 18 days or whatever, that you have to the dog has to get to know you. You have to get the dog to know the dog, and you have to kind of bond with them, and then you do different routes. They'll take you out into Morristown, they'll take you to malls, your trainer. They'll take you to stores. They'll do busy street crossings, and then the last step is they take you to New York, to Times Square, and that's pretty much they do all this all these little training sessions. It's very intense, which is why I think they make you stay there. But it is it's the dog, once you're there, the dog is fully trained, but it's sort of just training you with the dog.
Sure.
And getting everybody used to each other.
That's fascinating. Times Square. That's crazy for anyone who goes there. Let alone wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing. This is a question that we kind of ask even in an interview process when we interview prospective teachers. Is what are your core values as a teacher? What's your philosophy? What do you value most
in the classroom?
Yeah.
I think I value honesty. I also value learning, but also the value of what are my kids gonna get from this outside of their classroom, right? What are they gonna learn besides knowing how to speak Spanish? I value honesty. I value them learning about other cultures, having the opportunity to open their minds up to different to a different world. I think for me that's what I want my students to get out of it. Speaking Spanish is amazing, and I want them to do that. But I always want them to know hey, there's there's another culture out there. There's other people do things in different ways, and I just want them to be open-minded and to know that there's other other worlds out there, and other just cultural awareness.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
And I always it makes me so happy whenever they say oh, I use my Spanish wherever, and then down the line once they graduate and tell me oh, I'm using Spanish in this and this. I always it gets me really happy to know that.
No, and I think I guarantee you that your students, when they get to college, will study abroad in Spanish-speaking countries, and I think that comes back to the passion that you instilled in them. Yeah, for sure. Señora, what type of assistive technology do you use daily?
So on my phone, every iPhone has this program that's actually Apple was the first company that created a program that's already installed in their accessibility in their phone. So any iPhone out of the box comes equipped for somebody who's blind or visually impaired. They actually got an award for it. I think Samsung does it now, but Apple was the first one.
Okay.
So it's called VoiceOver, and it pretty much talks to me when I press the screen, it'll say out loud whatever my finger's on. It'll tell me what it is. And you just manipulate the same way with gestures, touching the screen, double tapping, things like that. So I use my phone a lot. There's apps on my phone that allow me to for example, there's an app called Be My Eyes, and I could literally take a picture of anything, and it'll tell me if I took a picture of you, it'll tell me what you're wearing, what you look like, what your what color your hair is, your eyes, everything.
Oh wow!
It'll give me a detailed description about what your outfit, everything. It'll, like, if I take a picture of a paper, it'll read me the paper. Like, technology is wonderful now. Like, 15 years ago, we didn't have that.
Sure.
So 10, even like 5 years ago, it wasn't as, good as it is now. So, like, with AI, the camera, that Be My Eyes app that I was telling you about, it works with AI. So AI will describe the picture for me and, like, what's happening. I also use a screen reader on my laptop, which pretty much, instead of using the mouse, I operate the keyboard.
Okay.
Like, I use it, like, the cursor with, manipulate the cursor with the keyboard, and it'll, like, it'll read to me what's on the screen. So pretty much when I'm teaching, I'll have, like, a little earbud in, and then, like, also listen to, it's a lot of multitasking.
Sure,
Listen to, like, my class with the other ear, and kind of, like, I'll, use the computer that way.
Yeah.
And anything I want to write on the board, I'll, use the projector and do it that way.
Well, you're balancing a lot, but I like was it Be My Eyes? Is that what it is?
It's called Be My
Because
Eyes, yeah.
I mean, I'd like to hear it, like, describe my bow ties that I wear and see, like, and see if it makes fun of me or not. Señora, how are you breaking the stigmas that follow those who are visually impaired?
I think that people don't really come across somebody who's blind or visually impaired that much. And I think that a lot of people have, like, a foreign concept. They don't really know what it's like. So I always tell my class, like, if you have a question about something, ask. Because my goal, besides educating them in speaking Spanish and learning about other cultures, is also educating them about blindness and people who are visually impaired or that have a disability, and how we could lead normal lives, just as normal as you guys have. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to know that it's not like that we're just as capable of doing anything as anybody else is. So that's another one of my goals, just to educate people and to teach them about different things, and to teach them, like, hey, we can lead just a normal life as anybody else can.
Yeah, no, clearly. And clearly you from our perspective, you're doing it in the classroom each and every day. And so, all right, Señora, here we go. We're ready for some rapid fire questions. You ready for these?
Ready.
All right. I know the answer to the first one. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
For sure. How many hours do you usually sleep?
5.
5. What's your favorite hobby?
Reading.
What's your favorite dish?
Pizza.
Oh, I was thinking of a Colombian dish.
Oh, no.
Okay,
no.
no.
I love my pizza.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. What's your favorite Spanish phrase?
Oh. Oh, man. No sé. I don't
No
know.
sé? Well, I know. You can tell everybody I know what it means, but what does that mean?
I don't know.
Podcast or music?
Podcast.
Podcast. The beach or mountains?
Beach.
Do you have a favorite beach of the Jersey Shore?
I love Long Branch.
Yes. No. And that's no. I like Long Branch as
Yeah.
well. What's your favorite song right now?
Too many.
Yeah.
No.
You have a favorite artist?
I love Carol G.
Okay.
She's Spanish. She's a Colombian artist. Her name is Carol G, and I love her
Awesome.
forever. She's the best.
I have
Check
no
her out,
choice.
guys.
My daughter's a freshman in college, so we are Taylor Swift fans.
Oh, I love
yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah,
So
Taylor Swift is amazing.
Yes, I have no say in the matter.
You're a Swiftie.
Yes, I am a Swiftie. You've taught both here, so teaching elementary or high school students.
High school.
High school.
Sorry, guys. But, I loved my elementary days, but I really missed. I did it, but I just, high school is my thing.
I remember when we interviewed you. That was your passion.
Yes.
Yes. Who's your biggest role model?
My mom.
What's your favorite piece of advice to give?
Take every day is a new day, and you can start fresh every day.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
Summers, camping. During the summer, we used to go every year, and it was great.
Like actual like
Yeah, like
tent
in a
tent and everything.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
can you? I did it as an adult. I was like, let's I want to relive my childhood, And I went camping in a tent, and I was like, this is horrible. Who does this?
Yeah.
But as a kid, like,
You love it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But
I tried to get my wife to want to go camping, and the answer is no.
No. Cabin. I'm gonna do it in next.
Cabin.
Can't do it in a tent anymore.
What's your favorite flavor of cake?
Chocolate.
And do you like rainbow or chocolate sprinkles?
Rainbow.
Señora, that was a great job. We really enjoyed interviewing on this episode of Charleston in Charge. And I would like to say that we are filming today in front of your students who were, who were wonderful. Yes,
Gracias.
great job today. And we wish you the best. And again, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.